Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Today the markets were a little bit mixed. Bitcoin was up actually, and Ethereum were up, so that's good news. Some of the miners were up as well. We'll take a look at all that, and that is based on the CPI data that came out today. So it was expected to be a little bit lower. It still came in lower than prior months, but we'll take a look at it really quick. We won't go into the whole details, but we'll just cover it. And then we'll take a look at the top 5 miners in January based on 5 and 7 metrics that I use to see which one is most efficient, grew the nicest, which one mined the most Bitcoin, things like that. And we'll get into it all to see which one is top 5. Okay. And we'll call it a day. It should be an easy one today. And as always, you guys know the drill here, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Please do your own research. And I'm invested in following coins and companies for full disclosure. And let's take a look at the markets here really quick. And we'll get into everything else. So S&P was down today, 0.03% barely. It was kind of bouncing up and down a little bit. Didn't really know which direction it wanted to go into. Same thing with the Dow Jones. Dow Jones was down 0.46% today to 34,089. NASDAQ was actually up today, 0.71% to 12,590. And then Bitcoin today started actually going up a little bit. It's up still currently. We still have about 27 minutes left in the day before it switches over. It is currently up right now. It is up 2.03%. So it's having a pretty good day here. We did, however, you can see here on the chart, if I zoom this in for you guys, that on the daily, we came really close to our support line here at 21,350 roughly. We came really close to that. And after that, it has kind of bounced off of it. Kind of expected it to see this actually. I think we may bounce a little bit more before we start testing this line again, before we may fall down some more. That's just the way I'm looking at it right now, the way I'm seeing it. If we look at the 4-hour chart here, you can see that the RSI is at 60 right now. Last time we were on the RSI at 60 was way back here. Price was much higher at that point. So we're still trending downwards. On the 1-hour chart, we can see that the RSI is now at 63. Last time it was also at 63, was possibly, it was kind of in the middle here. But really it was back here. If we look at it right there, price at that point is actually lower. So we might be seeing a little bit of a reversal here on the 1-hour chart where it's starting to look a little bit more bullish, potentially going up a little bit more before we start going back down. We'll have to see. Obviously, we came pretty close to our support line, 21,350. I wouldn't be surprised if we test this a couple more times before either going lower or bouncing off of it and going higher from there. But we'll see. We still have that potential for the fill gap here on the CME futures. We'll see if we can get down here and fill it, or if we bounce off of that 21,350 line and go further, I'd be fine with that too. But typically we do fill this, so we'll see if this gets filled or not. Okay, Ethereum was up also nicely today. It was up approximately here, let's see, it is now up 3.49%, so that's good there. It's up to 1,558 right now. If we look at the 4-hour chart, RSI is at 57. Last time it was back here, so it was much higher. Still looking a little bearish here on the 4-hour chart. 1-hour chart, you can see that the RSI is at 68 right now. Last time it was over here. Price at that point was actually higher than where it is right now. So it's looking a little bit more bearish here on the Ethereum than it does on bullish on Bitcoin. So we'll see how that plays out. And then let's take a look at the miners, see how they did. The miners had a really good day today. Let's go back to the daily chart. Here we go. So ANY was up nicely today, 13.09% to 42 cents. Argo was down today, 26.23% to $1.35, which was surprising. BitDigital was up nicely as well, 16.1% to $1.37. Bitfarms was up 10.23% to 97 cents. Cypher was up 8.99% to $1.52. CleanSpark was up also up nicely, 11.56% to $3.28. Cores was up 7.6% to 29 cents. DigiHost was up 10.29% to $1.50. DMG was down 0.68% to 23 cents. Greenidge was up 2.71% to 59. Hive was up 8.61% to $3.28. Hut 8 was up nicely today, 10.49% to $1.79. Iris Energy, again, was up really nice today. Was up much higher today, but then came down a little bit here to $2.56. So it was up 20% roughly. And it almost looks like it was almost up closer to 40% if we double this line here almost. It was up 35, close to 40% at one point during the day. So it had a really good day. Marathon was up 14.87% to $6.72. Mawson was up $2.51. Sorry, it was up 2.51% to $2.86. Riot was up 7.86% to $5.90. And Soluna was down 3.12% to 31 cents. And then Wolf was down also 6.98% to 60 cents as well. And that's it for the miners here. So really good day for the miners. We kind of needed it. We had a couple of days here in the row where we were trending downwards. So this is kind of good. And let's take a look at the network hash rate. I don't think it's going to change from yesterday yet. Yeah, we're still at 292 million on the 7-day average, and on the daily average, we're still at 303. So that hasn't changed over yet. So we'll keep an eye on it, see how this continues to go up further. I did some math on potential for where Bitcoin network hash rate could go this year, and we'll do that in tomorrow's video, finishing up all the data on it based on where the miners grew in 2022, what they have left to grow in 2023, and we'll kind of summarize it that way as far as what network hash rate could go to. Okay, so that's it. Let's take a look at our first story here, which is on CPI. So the stock market news today, stocks closed mixed after the CPI. It shows inflation picked up. So we covered the markets here a little bit, and here's the big takeaways from it. So the January Consumer Price Index released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics today, Tuesday morning, showed prices rose 0.5% in the first month of January and 6.4% on an annual basis, more than economists expected. The core CPI, which strips out the volatile food and energy components of the report, reported 0.4% over the prior month and 5.6% year over year, also higher than they forecasted. Bloomberg consensus estimates called for a 6.2% rise in CPI over year and a jump of 0.5% month over month. So not that far off. We still are down. We were at 6.5 in December. We're at 6.4. It is going down, so we'll see where it continues going on here. Here's a nice little quote. So while there were no major surprises in today's CPI reading, it is also a reminder that while inflation has peaked, it could be a while before we see it moderate to normal levels. Morgan Stanley Global Investment Office Head of Model Portfolio Construction, Mike Loengart, said in his note, the question remains if inflation will be able to fall to the Fed's target levels of between 2 and 3%, I think is what they're looking for. With the labor market as tight as it currently is, Loengart added that could be the recipe for a soft landing, but it remains to be seen when the Fed will shift away from rate hikes and if the labor market will lose its resiliency. All right, because the labor market's stats came in pretty strong. Was it last week or the week before? They came in really, really strong. So the labor market is still resilient. We still haven't had all of the layoffs from the tech sector. I don't think hit the jobs report just yet. A lot of those people got severance packages for 3 months or something like that. So those might be coming in down the road here. We'll see how that's going to impact it as well. Okay, so that's it for that. Let's take a look at the miners now. See which one actually is in the top 5 for January here. So here are all the metrics that we track them by. We go by month over month hash rate growth percentage wise, which is this one here. We also check on their current hash rate and their Bitcoins per exahash. So this looks at their efficiency, how efficiently they are mining. Higher is always better on this one. Then month over month BTC mined percentage. So did they grow their Bitcoin revenue or generated more Bitcoin each month? That's always a pretty good sign there. BTC mined also, we'll take a look at that for the month. Higher is always better. Days mined, this is more of an efficiency metric and also to see which companies are curtailing more than others with electricity. So are the companies that are getting mining for less days, they're possibly having a higher rate for electricity, and that's why they're mining less and curtailing more so they can get paid back in electricity that way. And then we look at the HODL position as well, and that's all the 7 metrics. And the 5 metrics, we take out the HODL position along with the current hash rate because those are pretty high for some of these guys, and it doesn't really show month over month growth, I guess you could say. Okay, so those are the 5 metrics that we go by. So here we go. And let's start with the first one, month over month percentage hash rate growth. Higher is better. And the winner was actually this time around Cypher. Cypher came in at number 1 with 53% growth. They have been growing pretty nicely here in the last couple months. Hive came in at number 2, which I was a little bit surprised, but they had installed a lot of the machines, the Intel A6, some other machines that they bought, so that helped them out tremendously. They had a nice 22% growth month over month, which was nice. Iris also was up 13% here, so that was good. DigiHost had a 9.8% growth, CleanSpark 6.45%, Bitfarms came in at number 5 spot, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spot. And Marathon came in number 7 at 4.3, followed by BitDigital at 1.3%. And then we have TeraWolf, Riot, DMG, Argo, and Hut being pretty much flat so far. Excuse me. And then we got Sphere 3D and Mawson, which haven't reported. That's why they're negative 100% right now. I did give them plenty of time, 2 weeks into the month. They should have reported it by now. If they don't report by the 14th of every month, they're going to get caught out. So I'm kind of drawing the line in the sand here. Okay, next, current hash rate. So currently, right now, Riot is still number 1 spot with 9.7 exahash, followed by Marathon at 7.3, then CleanSpark at 6.6, Bitfarms at 4.7, Cypher at 4.2, Hive is at 2.5, Hut 8 is at 2.5, Argo is at 2.5, Iris is at 1.7, TeraWolf at 1.4, BitDigital 1.2, Mawson at 1, DMG at 917 petahash, DigiHost at 714, and Sphere at 365. For Sphere 3D and Mawson, those are December numbers for them. These aren't the January numbers. So winners are Riot, Marathon, CleanSpark, Bitfarms, and Cypher for current hash rate. BTC per exahash, higher is better. So looking at their efficiency right now, the number 1 came in DMG. DMG got 109.27 for efficiency, really efficient there. TeraWolf came in second, which was a big surprise as well, at 108.13, followed by BitDigital, 107.38, and CleanSpark finally got back into being more efficient after having a not so good December. They're in the 4th spot at 105.6, followed by Bitfarms at 103.39. Then we got Hive at 103.06, Iris Energy at 101, Marathon at 94, DigiHost at 90, Cypher almost at 80, Riot at 76, Hut at 75, Argo at 67, and then Sphere and Mawson was 0. Excuse me. And this is based on, I'm using the ending hash rate for the month and Bitcoin's mined for the month. I'm not using the averages. I'm using the actual hash rate that they reported as being at the end of the month for these. Okay. So the winners are DMG, TeraWolf, BitDigital, CleanSpark, and Bitfarms, top 5 in this category. Next is month-over-month BTC mined percentage. And in here we have, let's see here, Cypher came in number 1 with 52% more mined. That makes sense as they mined, or they grew their hash rate almost that same amount. So that was good to see. CleanSpark at 50% more. Marathon was up 44%. Iris Energy at 39%. TeraWolf at 25% up. Hive was up 21%. Hut 8 was up 16. Argo at 14. DigiHost at 13. Riot was up 12. BitDigital was up 3.31. And then Bitfarms was actually down 2.02%. And DMG was down also 4.21. And then Sphere and Mawson, we don't have the data on them. So the top 5 are Cypher, CleanSpark, Marathon, Iris, and TeraWolf. Okay. Next, we go down to BTC mined. How much BTC they mined this month in January. So top one came in was Riot, 740, followed by CleanSpark at 697, Marathon at 687, Bitfarms at 486, followed by Cypher at 343, Hive at 260, Hut 8 at 188, Iris at 172, Argo 168, TeraWolf at 157, BitDigital at 134, DMG at 100, and DigiHost at 64, and Mawson Sphere 3D, nothing. Top 5 are Riot, CleanSpark, Marathon, Bitfarms, and Cypher. Okay, that was for BTC mined. Now, days mined, this is kind of interesting as well because this is where we can see, did they mine for the full month? Did they mine for a partial month? How many days were they curtailing in the month? So this kind of tells us if their electricity costs are kind of high up there and it makes more sense for them to curtail than it does for them to mine. Okay, so Hive, we got a pretty much tie here for the first spot with these 5 here. Hive, Bitfarms, BitDigital, CleanSpark, and TeraWolf, all mined for 31 days, looks like, based on my data in January, which was great. Iris came in at second at 29, followed by Marathon came in at third at 27, DMG in fourth at 27.3, and DigiHost came in at number 5 at 27. Then we got Cypher at 25, Riot was at 22 days, along with Hut 8, and then Argo was at 19.7. And then finally, Sphere 3D and Mawson, we don't know the data for them. So top 5 are, well, there's more than top 5 here on this one. You got Hive, Bitfarms, BitDigital, CleanSpark, TeraWolf, Iris, Marathon, DMG, and DigiHost came in at the top 5, I guess you could say, on that one. Then HODL position here, this one's always pretty much the same. Not much changes in this one. Marathon with 11,418. Hut with 9,274, Riot with 6,978, Hive with 2,430, Bit Digital with 970, Cypher with 424, Bitfarms with 405, DMG with 343, CleanSpark at 301, Argo with 115, DigiHost 111, Sphere at 103, Iris at 0, and then TerraWolf and Mawson at 0. And Sphere 3D is also, well, that's the latest we got numbers from them, which might be from December as well. Okay, so top 5 are Marathon, Hut 8, Riot, Hive, and Bit Digital on this one. So based on the 7 metric scores that we do have here, here's how everything played out when you added up all the scores. So first place on all these metrics got a 1, and we go down the list. Each following one gets a 2, a 3, a 4, and then we add it all up. So based on the 7 metrics here, including HODL and hash rate, this came in like this. CleanSpark came in at number 1 with 26, Marathon with 27, Hive with 31 points, Cypher with 34, Bitfarms with 39, Riot with 43, Iris with 46, Bit Digital and TerraWolf came in at 50, Hut 8 at 56, DMG at 62 points, DigiHost with 65, Argo with 69, Mawson, and obviously Spear at the very end here. So the top 5 are CleanSpark, Marathon, Hive, Cypher, and Bitfarms for this. And if we look at the only 5 metrics, which don't include the HODL or current hash rate, this is how they stack up here. CleanSpark came in at number 1 with 14 points, Hive at number 2 with 21 points, Cypher number 3rd spot, which is a new entrant here at 23 points, Marathon at 24 points, so they're in number 4, Iris at 24 as well, so they're in 4th spot. 5th spot was for TerraWolf. Bitfarms came in at 6th spot, 28, Bit Digital then at 34, Riot with 39, DigiHost with 40, DMG with 41, Hut 8 at 47, Argo at 51, and then the last 2 were Mawson and Cypher. So let's go over some of the numbers here, how they all stacked up for the miners themselves based on individual metrics. And you can see here that CleanSpark has pretty low numbers here, which means they're getting pretty good grades. Lower is always better. The only one that's kind of bad here is the BTC HODL, which came in at number 9 spot, but month-over-month hash rate percentage growth was number 5th spot. BTC per exahash, number 4 spot. Month-over-month BTC mined percentage, number 2. Then BTC mined was 2. Days mined was number 1 as well. Current hash rate at number 3. And BTC HODL was number 9 spot. Next is Marathon. Marathon came in at a little bit higher on these two, month-over-month percentage hash rate and BTC per exahash. Kind of low scores here, or high scores. And then came in pretty good here for month-over-month BTC percentage, BTC mined, days mined, and current hash rate. And then BTC HODLed. These two are going to be obviously pretty high for them. Next is Hive. Hive came in kind of like average here, looks like, on a lot of these. The ones that they did really good was days mined, month-over-month percentage hash rate, and then BTC per exahash was kind of high up there at 6, kind of in the average mark, along with month-over-month BTC mined percentage-wise, and BTC mined itself, current hash rate kind of in the middle, and then BTC HODLed number 4 spot, so not too bad there. Cypher, kind of all over the place here a little bit. Month-over-month percentage increase was number 1, so they did great there. BTC per exahash, not as efficient, number 10 spot. Number 1 spot for month-over-month BTC percentage mined, and BTC mined was 5th spot, days mined 6th spot, current hash rate 5th spot, and BTC HODLed number 6th spot and as well. Bitfarms, let's see here, month-over-month hash rate came in 6th, BTC per exahash came in 5th. This one kind of hurt them here a little bit. Month-over-month BTC mined percentage, they were down a little bit, so they came in 12th spot, and then BTC mined number 4 spot. Days mined, number 1 spot as well. Current hash rate in the 4th spot, and BTC HODL number 7 spot. Next is Riot. Riot came in here, let's see here. Pretty high on some of these here. So month-over-month percentage hash rate, 10th spot, 11th spot for BTC per exahash, 10th spot for month-over-month BTC mined percentage. And then BTC mined came in number 1 spot, so that was good there. Days mined, 7th spot, current hash rate number 1, and BTC HODL number 3 as well. Followed by Iris. Iris came in 3rd in for month-over-month percentage. 7th spot for BTC per exahash. Sorry. And then month-over-month BTC percentage was 4th spot. BTC mined was 8th spot. Days mined 2nd spot. Current hash rate was 9th spot. And BTC HODL was 13th spot. Next is Bit Digital. Kind of all over the place. I'm not going to go over all these. It's just going to take a while. You guys can take a look at the numbers here. But this is Bit Digital. Kind of high on these two. Well, these three currently here. as far as the positioning goes. Then you got TerraWolf, really high here on BTC HODL, basically nothing. Current hash rate high as well. BTC mined high, pretty high as well. And then month over month. And then the two low ones were BTC per exahash, days mined as well. And we got HUT 8 here. HUT 8 is kind of above average on most of these here, except for BTC HODL, the number 2 spot. But percentage growth, 13 spot. BTC per exahash efficiency, number 12 spot. And then kind of average along these. And we got DMG. DMG is really high here on a lot of these as well, way above average than others. BTC per exahash came in number 1 spot, so that's good there. Days mined, 4 spot, not too bad. But then we got BTC HODLed up at 8. You got 13, 12, 13, 11, so that's pretty high there. DigiHost, also above average. Above average is not good. You want to be below the average line for these. Month over month, hash rate was not too bad. 4, then you got 9, 9, 13, 5. Days mined wasn't too bad. Current hash rate 14, that's really high. That's towards the end. And BTC HODLed 11 as well. Then we got Argo. Argo is also pretty much above the average on all these. Above 8 is kind of the average, and they're kind of average or above, which isn't good. 12 spot, 13th, 8th, 9th, 9th, 8th, and 10th. And then finally we got Mawson, which didn't provide any data along with Sphere 3D. So that is it. Let me know what you guys think of this data, whether it helps you guys out at all. I know it helps me out a little bit here when I do the analysis on the miners and which ones I want to get into a little bit. I like to see how they're performing month over month, quarter over quarter, and to see if there's continuation of growth going on or not. That always helps out, I think, when trying to pick some of these best ones out here. So we'll see how each month stacks up. We'll do the quarterly results also when the miners provide their end of the year. It's going to be Q4 for some, Q1 for others, Q3 for some. But it's the quarter ending in December. Once they provide all those financial results, we'll go through them, and then we'll dive more into the financials parts of all of that. And that will kind of show us how they're financially healthy or not healthy, okay? So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you do. Spreadsheet, as always, available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do the video on potential hash rate growth this year, what it could go to, whether it's going to be 25, 50%, 40% growth. I did some math on it. I think it might be pretty close to where I think it might grow. So we'll do that, and then we'll see what else happens during the week. All right, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.